Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain. Forever young, ever strong, ever brave. Memories like this never end. No, they don't fade away. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Laura.
I'm Ross.
This is Sod Off. And we live on our boat Holly Blue with our two little boys, Joshy and Noah. We just wanted to talk to you today, really, in this episode about how we got where we are and the journey, the very long journey we went on to get here. So yeah, we didn't really pick up the camera until we got to EOS. So what we'd like to do is just recap you all the events that led to us basically becoming a liveaboard family. And kind of like, you might be here for inspiration, you'll hopefully find that. You might be here because you're into sailing, so there'll certainly be some sailing. And you might be here to just have a bit of a laugh, but you definitely get that. And you may be interested in all aspects of our life, because we homeschool the kids on the boat, we run a business from the boat, and it's amazing. So I suppose we should start with
From the beginning.
Which is we met.
In the beginning.
Our eyes met across a bar.
And then fast forwarding from there, we then got married 2 or 3 years later.
Fast forwarding from there, we had a baby. And then we got married. We kind of did everything in reverse. So we've been together about 10 years now. And then along popped Noah, and we were living the cushty little suburban life. Boys started school. I was a competitive bodybuilding athlete. Ross was doing really well in his job. He was working for a fire installation company. I've had my own business and I was working from home as a fitness, lifestyle, diet coach. Even when we met, we were always travellers, always like, we've taken the kids to Australia, we've toured Europe, we've been snowboarding, we've been really into like extreme sports and just kind of really living life. We like to live minimalistically, yet we had this huge house, a nice car. We wanted to be with our kids more, you know. We wanted to be a fully functioning together family and find a way to make our life work where we could have every element that we love in our life.
From the age of 16, I always wanted to sail around the world.
Yeah, not much of a dream.
But then more recently, I was sort of looking at boats and sort of had the idea. So we went and looked at the boat, this boat. Laura was sort of dead against the idea, but when we
Which
got
is weird, because actually it was like I'd arrived.
Love at first sight.
It was. So yeah, it was amazing. I went down in the cabin and I was just like, this is the perfect size. You wouldn't think that a monohull would be the right size for a 4-person family.
At first we were like, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, we really want to get it, and then by the time the hour and a half was up, we started to put our sensible hats on.
Yeah, we convinced ourselves back into, no, we should stay in our jobs, and we should stay in this house, and we should be doing what everyone else is doing.
So we put it on the back burner for a little while. I was really busy at work, and then it was Christmas time. I decided to put an offer on the boat. I didn't tell Laura.
I was completely oblivious.
Got the finances sorted. We raised some capital from the house, and that whole process took about 6 weeks. It was a bit up and down with getting the boat. That's another story.
Yeah.
But basically got the keys. We picked it up and took it from Dartmouth to Plymouth, and I didn't even know how to park the boat, let alone start it. One way or another, we got it there. This is me and my dad. I think it was the following weekend.
Have a look at a parking spot in a marina if we got a boat.
I said to Laura, why don't we go and look at a marina to put a boat? There might be some other boats there. But there's one space left in this marina, and we should maybe just look at it and see what we think of the marina. So we drove there, and Laura didn't know that Holly Blue was moored up, and she was moored up on E pontoon, all completely on her own. And then you walked down the pontoon and you twigged, didn't you? And
Yeah.
Your face
I was a mess.
was priceless.
And the first thing I did was Insta story it. Because what else are you going to do?
Well, you were Insta-storying about your day anyway.
Yeah, I always do. I Insta story all day, every day. By the way, Instagram tags are here if you want to follow us on Instagram.
So then you knew about the boat,
Yeah.
and I needed to learn how to sail it because I'd only had probably, 6 weeks of dinghy sailing experience
So we had a
So-
summer of sailing and you learning to sail, didn't we?
in Plymouth, yeah. And it was sort of really only sort of on weekends. I got myself to sort of ICC level that season, and then we
Decided to make the break and quit jobs, sell up, and leave schools, and basically turn our entire lives upside down.
I had shares in a business. I had to sell my shares. You sorted all the school stuff out,
Yep.
got the kids out of
Kept
school.
my business running.
We were renovating our house, and that still had at least another month's work left, all skirtings and stuff like that.
Finishing jobs.
Basically, we got it done.
In the process of getting it done, we had a hell of a lot of stress to deal with, as in the mental stress of leaving your life.
You had moments, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, so the amount of times when I could have backtracked and just like sacked it all off and not done it, and we just kept pushing each other and reminding each other of all those times when we said we wanted to do it and how much we worked for it and how much it was so right for us as people and for our souls, and we just kept each other going.
There's always one of us driving forwards.
Yeah, they'd be like, the other one would be pulling back, the other
Yeah,
one would be
like,
like, no, and then it'd be the
Yeah,
opposite. And then
But we did like beeline for the whole thing,
we
didn't we?
beelined for it, and it felt like it was going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So basically what happened next is I flew to Cyprus with the boys to be with my parents who lived there. I had a little bungalow near where they lived, and I went into fully homeschooling, carrying my business on, and basically waiting in Cyprus for Ross to complete his sail over to where it was supposed to be Cyprus. And I'll let Ross tell you the story of his travels.
At that point, I still had a lot of work to do on the house, so I spent 3 to 4 weeks finishing the house. Then we rented that out. There was some odd jobs to do on the boat. There was a radar reflector to put on the mast and bits and bobs like that. I had to take my ICC test.
Just
to be
for
legal to go in Europe.
To then be able to cross the Bay of Biscay.
Having done no tuition or anything like that, we took the test on this boat, and luckily I passed.
Yeah.
And I remember the examiner saying, "Why do you want your ICC?" I said, "Well, I'm just sort of planning to maybe cross the channel over to France." And he said, "Oh, okay. Well, if you need any help, I'll come with you."
Cool.
Little did he know that we were just about to leave and sail to Greece.
Well, it was supposed to be to Cyprus, but we didn't end up there because we love Greece so much. But and then when me and the boys said goodbye to at Bristol Airport, I'll never forget it. It was we didn't know if we were ever going to see each other again. It was literally I felt like me and the boys were possibly saying goodbye to their dad. That's how intense it felt for me and how serious it felt for us as a family. It was really traumatic, actually. It was a combination of faith and fear, and just basically that is what courage is, isn't it? It's having faith even though you're afraid to keep going forwards. And that's what we had to battle with at all moments, was our faith and our fear. So I went to Cyprus. Ross started his journey.
We left Plymouth and sailed across the channel to Roscoff in France. We had a couple days there because the wind was really strong, and then we sailed from Roscoff across the Bay of Biscay down to La Coruna. We went around Ushant, and then I gave you a call to say goodbye, didn't I? Then we had radio silence for 2 days because I literally lost my signal, and then that was it. But the crossing was really good. We picked a really good weather window. We had loads of dolphins, sort of four times a day, dolphins on the bow.
Amazing.
Really good.
You felt like they were guiding you, didn't you?
Yeah, they were like spurring us on, and I think when you get to the halfway point where it's actually nearer to carry on, it's really motivating having the dolphins there.
Yeah, it's a motivating feeling.
And also we had a couple of passengers, 2 birds that hopped on board, and how a wood pigeon could be out in the middle of Bay of Biscay, I've got no idea.
Like a messenger
Maybe.
telling you it's going to be okay and to keep going. And And then what happened in La Coruna?
Well, we were a little bit ahead of schedule. We were supposed to be there this one morning, but we were actually there in the evening, and I gave Laura a ring to say we're, 10 miles from land, so we were close.
And I was sat on a beach at the time with the boys in Cyprus, and wow, when I got that call, it was like, wow. We spent a time apart before, like no problem, but it always feels like we're connected by like this little invisible string.
Yeah.
And that is the only time in our entire time we've been together where I felt like that string was broken. And it was literally the straw that broke my camel's back.
When we actually moored up, you then had a bit of a crisis, didn't you?
Yeah. So throughout the whole stress of upheaving our life and the change and the worry and all the fear of what was going to happen to Ross, and then, like I said, the straw that broke the camel's back when he crossed the Bay of Biscay, I've been experiencing some like physical symptoms, all kinds of different weird stuff, pain, panic attacks, these horrible feelings, and it kind of gravitated and then gained traction, and I actually was admitted to hospital for 2 weeks, not knowing what was wrong with me, having these crazy like labour type pains, which I wasn't pregnant by the way. It was like a all over physical thing that was happening to me. They suspected cancer, they suspected brain tumours, all kinds of things. It was a very worrying time.
When I found that out, I hopped on 3 planes. It took me 24 hours to get from La Coruna to Cyprus.
Didn't tell me again.
Didn't tell Laura again, I'm good at that. Laura's mum picked me up from Larnaca Airport and drove me to the hospital. Laura thought she was just visiting her, then I come round the corner and I'm there, aren't I?
Yeah, and it was like suddenly all of the pain and all of the worry and everything I'd been through, I had this sudden jolt of energy, and I had like I had hope again.
Yeah, it was really nice because it'd been nearly 6 weeks since we've seen each other.
And a lot of worrying and a lot of we really missed each other. So that really lifted me up, and I was finally diagnosed with a massive fibromyalgia flare-up. So I didn't even know I had fibromyalgia. Looking back over the years, apparently it was very obvious that I've probably had it for most of my life. Unfortunately, I was admitted again during the time that Ross was with us, until I was at the point where I could move in with my parents and they could take care of me so that Ross could carry on the trip. And that was where you then had to leave again.
So then had to say goodbye, get back to La Coruna, and we then had some really bad weather, had to wait another couple of days. So we left La Coruna, headed for Vigo, which is still in Spain but just north of Portugal. Really nice spot to anchor there. Had a rest because that took 2 or 3 days, and then we left Vigo, headed down to a harbour right near Lisbon. I'll just write it up there.
We're not very good with names of places.
And then had another rest, another leg down to Gibraltar. We were ahead for that one, and we ended up doing the Gibraltar Straits at 2 in the morning.
Another worry.
Once we were in, I felt so relieved because I was in the Med, like I kind of felt safer, like I'm in a big lake, Little did I know that the Med is pretty much just as dangerous as any other sea.
Yeah, because it's so windy,
But it still felt like a good achievement at the time.
Yeah.
We went and looked around Gibraltar, went up on the rock and all that, and then left and we sailed for Ibiza. We've been to Ibiza on holiday before, haven't we?
We have.
So that was nice to go back there. We left Ibiza and sailed to south of Sardinia, anchored up for another couple of nights.
Yeah, it was a nice little holiday, really.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, cushty.
Obviously, we were, dodging weather windows and all that. But in between that, me and my dad, who was helping me at the time, we had a few beers, and it was a nice
experience.
Yeah, good experience. So from South Sardinia, we then went to North Sicily. From there, we went North Sicily, round the corner, I forget what that bit's called, to the southern tip of Italy, and then cut across to Kefalonia and Preveza. We even went to Zakynthos as well, actually. From there we went under this big bridge and towards the Corinth Canal, and did the Corinth Canal at night as well, or sort of about 5 in the morning.
Ticked a few off the bucket
Some of the best places we've done in the dark for some reason, but that was actually really beautiful to do.
All the best things are done in the dark.
And
anyway,
from the Corinth Canal we sailed on to Athens and then on to Mykonos, which is where you hopped on the plane.
Spent an hour on a plane, got off the plane in Mykonos.
I remember being in arrivals, and there's these like sliding doors which kept opening and shutting, and they were opening and I could see Josh and Noah, and they shut again. I was like, come on! And then they'd open again, and Laura was there waving at me, and and then Josh ran through and I saw him first, and then Noah, and Laura's still getting the bags at this point.
And we're finally reunited.
From there, I had got myself a hire car, picked them up, and unfortunately I couldn't put the boat in the port. There's another story there. So I was anchored up on the south side on one of the beaches.
We set sail. It was really light winds, wasn't it? It was a beautiful day. I remember the water being like silk. It was incredible. We went via Naxos, which is an island just north of it, and Eos is pretty much where the journey really began.
You guys are going to step in on when we were in Eos, which is our next episode 2.
Which is when we pretty much first started sailing together.
And you'll see in the first couple of episodes, Laura's quite anxious at times.
Basically, I was a bag of nerves.
And there's times when we're like, 20 feet away from a boat, and she's like, oh, we're so close.
Yes, because the thing is, like, I would be nervous because all this stuff is so new, and I would be so worried about the boat and us and everything. But then if I would worry, then it would make symptoms come, and then when the symptoms come, then I'd worry about the symptoms. So it was kind of like a vicious cycle. So I was dealing with quite a lot, but still, like, looking back now where we are now in Laos, like months later, it's made me and us stronger than ever, because now once you've pushed your boundaries and once you've pushed your limits, anything underneath that then feels like a breeze. It makes you realise that actually you have no limits, and and it's definitely helped my condition, in fact, because like I don't really struggle
I
too
think
badly.
your condition and your sailing have just gone up like in a steep learning curve. You've
massive.
kind of been learning all along the way, and now we're getting on quite well, aren't we?
Yeah, at the moment, the point where we're at right now is to get as much content out to you guys and to show you our journey, and to like hopefully inspire people and basically get as much work done in the winter as we possibly can while we're in this lovely quiet island of Rhodes. Then when the sailing season starts again, we can start having lots more fun again and showing you guys, like vlogging more and showing you guys all of Greece, all the incredible over 2,000 islands that there are. Every single one is unique and beautiful and different and special in its own way. We also want to show you how we manage our life
as a
you'll
family.
see the boys, like they're so lovely and so much fun, and we just want to take you along for the ride. You'll see it, you'll probably laugh your head off if you're an experienced sailor at some of the ridiculous mistakes that we made, some of the ridiculous reactions that I had, and I no doubt you'll have a barrel of laughs watching that. And hopefully you'll just, if you're not into sailing, you're just going to really enjoy seeing a bit of Greece, seeing some family fun, and you'll stick around for what's to come as well. So hope you've enjoyed listening to our story today. We love sharing it with you. If you would like to see more of our vlogs, then please obviously press the thumbs up, like and subscribe so you get notifications of when we upload each of our videos. And yeah, stick around. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks guys for watching.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you on the next one. Cheers.
Bye.